Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inside Out Smile. I'm your host, Dr. Amber Q, and today, as you can tell by the title, I would like to discuss peace. We know, of course, that there's no peace at the moment on Earth because so much is happening. There are multiple genocides, the biggest and the most violent one being perpetrated against the Palestinians, of course. And let's just take a moment here to note that if somebody is silent, they are complicit. But there are lots of people suffering, whether it's in the Congo and Kashmir. There are people suffering everywhere. But it's not limited to humans. Yes, there are people that are just destroying the ocean. Probably big corporations. Let's not get into that right now. Because what I'd like to say is that peace is the one, it's the one quality that I think is just the most priceless. It's not wealth, and I think it's not health either. Although I would say health comes in at a close second. Because if you have peace of mind and peace of heart, I think you can really overcome everything. And I find it fascinating that, of course, in Islam, our greeting is peace be upon you. So I was reminded of this because of a couple of things. So first of all, my mother is currently in the hospital and hopefully she'll be coming home at some point soon. But there is one person on the ward who is just such an interesting character. I've been observing her since my mother's been in hospital, and her behaviour is just, let's just say, cantankerous. And I'm being diplomatic. And I was having a chat with one of the nurses today who essentially told me that this person was always trying to behave in such a way to create conflict for the clinicians and clinical staff. And she would do things that would just be very obstructive for everyone in the ward, including other patients. And it really made me think that she was obviously not happy with herself, because it's, I don't know if she's got any diagnosed psychiatric issues or mental health issues, but her behaviour was just very, as I say, cantankerous. And it reminded me of a recent interview that I saw, and I can't remember what the show was. And the interviewer was essentially asking this person that, and I think it was a monk. And they were asking them whether they were happy. And the monk, if it was a monk, essentially said that he wasn't looking for happiness because he knew that with such emotions, there was duality. And so with those highs, come the lows. And he said that he was instead looking for peace. The interviewer then asked him if he had found peace, and he said he was en route to that. And I think that's so interesting because so many people don't realise that peace of mind, peace of heart, those are the most important things. And when I have seen patients that have been near the end of their life, they've always expressed regret to me, and that regret has always involved other people, relationships with other people, and they have felt that they've never expressed love and I guess they've never spent enough attention, I would say, not just time, but they'd never given enough attention to this relationship that they actually valued, and they didn't communicate that they valued this relationship or that they loved that person. And I always found that really heartbreaking, to be honest. And I feel that so many people are in that position today because of this consumeristic, materialistic society that we live in. Consumeristic, is that even a word? I don't know. But because of the consumerism within the materialistic society that we live in, because of capitalism, I think there's so many people that are not at peace. And this is why there's so many people that are depressed and distressed in so many different ways. It manifests in so many different ways, whether you turn to abusing substances of a variety of nature, whether it's nicotine or whether it's shopping or gambling or food, whatever it is, or porn, etc. And so I think peace is the antidote to everything, the antidote. And how do we get peace? Well, I could talk about that till the cows came home, but we don't have that time today. So maybe I'll delve into that next week. I'm not sure. Let's see. But I'm wondering, are you at peace? Are you feeling at peace? What would bring more peace into your life? Have a think about that, and until the next episode, let's create connection and not just change lives, but save lives. Any lives that you can save, whether it's plant, animal, human, any life. And if you can, please donate to a humanitarian charity in your part of the world to help the Gazans. Thank you.